Hey everybody, it's Casey Williams. Well, I know everybody gets misty-eyed over the 1960s and 1970s muscle cars, and they were really good. But it would have been really nice if those cars had their style, had an engine, and the chassis to back all that up. Well, here we are today with the Dodge Charger Hellcat Widebody, a vehicle that definitely has a chassis to back up its big, powerful engine. Let's go have a look at it. Well, I think the styling really lives up to the Hellcat name. I mean, look at the front of it. If this thing ends up in your rearview mirror on the highway, you're going to get out of its way, because you know the thing's getting ready to eat you. And it has the capability of eating you too. But I like what they've done. It looks very angry, looks very cool and very tough, looks very Dodge. But there's also a lot of subtlety to the design. I mean, look at the hood. I love these big air vents, by the way. I think those are cool. But I also like the way the hood bulges. I like the way, the air comes in. It's just a lot of really nice detailing when you start looking at the car. Very, very professionally done. This is the wide body version. So it's got the fender extensions. You can see those here. 20-inch wheels. Got the Pirelli P0 tires on it. They definitely grip. It's great. Love the ground effects. Kind of like this purplish color too. I don't know if I would choose it for my own personal car, but it looks really good on this car and really accentuates the dark wheels very, very well. The rest of the body, when you look at it, you can tell it's just typical Charger. But the nice thing about it is you do have a four-door. You have a very large four-door car. You can get 4 or 5 real people in it. You can enjoy it, unlike a lot of sports cars. So it's a car that's very mean, very fast, but fairly practical for a car like this. Come around the back. A couple years ago, they kind of finessed the rear end again. A little more curve to it with the racetrack LED lighting that comes in at night. It's very distinct. It looks very cool. Love the spoiler. Dual exhaust down below. Little vents in the fenders. Again, just a lot of detail just to show the aggressiveness of the car. Well, let's be really, really clear. Nobody had an engine like this from the factory back in the classic muscle car days. It's a 6.2 liter supercharged V8, delivers 707 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. That'll move this big full-size car from 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. Fantastic. Top speed's 196 miles per hour, and you can run the quarter mile in under 11 seconds. So this is a car that definitely has plenty of power and gets it to the street. The one thing that's really kind of cool about this car too is gas mileage is not completely horrendous for what this car is capable of. 12 miles per gallon in the city, but 21 miles per gallon on the highway. I can tell you I never saw 21 miles per gallon on the highway, even when I was driving it. I had my foot in the throttle way too much for that. But the car, you just love driving it. Plenty of power all the time. Just pure joy. I think overall the designers did a very nice job in the interior. It retains the easy to use features that you have in a standard Charger, but they dressed it up a little bit for the Hellcat and for the SRT products. It really just starts with the basic design of it. You've got this dash design, the wraparound dash. It's kind of reminiscent of, again, the early 70s Chrysler products. Looks very nice. But in that dash, and this is all real carbon fiber down below, nice materials there. But in that dashboard, you got the touchscreen, and I think Chrysler's Uconnect touchscreen is one of the easiest to use. Just nice, easy icons down at the bottom. You've got it on media, climate, heated seats, ventilated seats in front, heated steering wheel. There's the button for all those. You got heated seats in the back too. Your app suite, navigation, and all your phone integration. Nice, easy buttons there. Very easy to use. I love it. Down below, if you don't use touchscreen, you've got some redundant controls down below, proper volume knob, tuning knob, and then your automatic climate controls down below there as well. I think it all works out very, very nice. So this car has the 19-speaker Harman Kardon audio system. You can really crank it up and just absolutely shake the car. I love that. And of course, you can connect your devices pretty easily too. You've got USBs here in the armrest. You also have Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and you got a 4G Wi-Fi hotspot as well. So pretty much the full suite of connection systems there. Like this nice big thick leather wrapped steering wheel, the gauges. You can reconfigure the center flat screen. Again, that works really nice. Your paddles right here. Automatic transmission, of course, but you got paddle shifters if you want to shift it for yourself. Suede headliner really dresses it up. And then down here in the bottom here in the controls are 2 other little buttons I wanted to show you. So the launch button, you press that, put your foot on the brake, and it'll actually hold the car. You can move your foot from the brake to the throttle and get off really smoothly. So it just really avoids that hesitation getting off the line. And then the SRT button, press that, and that comes into the different drive modes. And I think this is pretty cool. So I usually leave an auto. There's drive modes. It's an auto right now. So it shows the power, the transmission setting, the paddle shifters if they're on or off, traction, suspension, steering. So in auto mode, it's got the transmission in street mode, paddle shifters are on, traction's in street mode, suspension and steering are also in sport. It's a little bit heavier. But you can come across here, you can put it in track mode, then it turns the transmission track mode, makes it a little more aggressive in the shift patterns, traction as well. Sport is just a little bit milder configuration. And you can also customize all of those however you want it. So if you want heavy steering, but more of a touring setup for the transmission, you can set that up however you want to do that. I just left it in auto mode most of the time. Worked out great for me. But again, just two nice little buttons that are very convenient to use, but just allow you to get that extra little bit of performance out of the car. You just got to keep doing that until the gas tank's gone. Oh, that's great. It's just absolutely great. I love it. Everybody asks, what's this car like to drive? Well, that's what it's like to drive. You can't do it all the time. You'll burn the tires up and you'll waste all your gas, and you got to do that where it's safe. But God, it's a lot of fun. I won't tell you where I was and where I was doing this, but I was going interstate speeds over the weekend and just driving along, saw some open road and decided I'd just stomp down on it and see what it did. And when I looked down, it was well into triple digits as it's upshifting to the next gear after that. It's just all the power you want whenever you want it. But on the flip side of that, this car has kind of a mixed personality. It's a big, comfortable 5-passenger car. You can put your kids in the back, you can put your grandmother in the back, big comfy seats in it, nice big thick steering wheel. And the suspension is stiff, but it's not unbearable. You can drive on city streets, it's fine on the highway. And if you drive this car very aggressively, it will behave aggressively. But if you drive it like a normal car and use the electronic throttle and just kind of are gentle with the car, it behaves very gently. It's loud, the exhaust is loud, but it is not a difficult car to drive. Outside of the fuel economy, it's certainly a car you can drive every day if you choose to. But my God, when you step down that throttle, it's just absolutely unholy. You hear the supercharger whining in the front like it's the devil screaming. You hear the exhaust thundering out the back, and the car just shoots forward. And it's just absolutely just a carnal delight to be in this car driving it like that. And that's why you buy this car. Well, in an age of electrified supercars, even Chrysler would tell you that the age of a car like this is probably coming to an end at some point. And I'd say probably by the middle of this decade, we're going to start seeing electrified Hellcats. And that's going to be all right, because they'll even have higher performance and be even faster and just more of a joy to drive. But I think we're really at a place right now where we should just enjoy these cars for what they are. A big, huge V8 engine, supercharged, guzzling gas, and just having a lot of fun with it. And we can have a long, long debate, I'm sure, about what's the best muscle car in history. But when we discuss them, this car should be on that list. So let's talk about the one downside of this car, price. You can get Chargers down to the $30,000 range pretty comfortably. This one, fully equipped, $82,755. So if you can afford it, this is probably one to get and to keep and enjoy it for decades to come. Well, next week we'll have another fun car. Till then, storm forward.